Go, Tommy.
Yo,
Wednesday night
here we are.
podcast.
Looks different in here.
It is a little different. There's a little more breathing.
Yeah,
room in
right.
here
We're
tonight,
close
right?
to each other. You know, it's like you can actually hear each other.
As Tommy is referring to, I did a little redecorating in here the last couple of days and a little last week. Had a couple of weeks off, and yeah, it's we downsized. I'm gonna get my drum set in here. I still got to put shit up all on the walls. We got new gaming chairs.
Oh, yeah, these are
where
comfy.
Tommy is really. I'm
gonna be sleeping.
He's got the good one over there.
On those fight companions where I'm sleeping on camera, I'm gonna be really sleeping now.
I got myself a new desk chair behind us, and there is another gaming chair over there for another guest in the future.
All is welcome.
We're gonna have a bunch because I've been working hard behind the scenes, trying to get some talented guests on here. So I have reached out to some comedians, and I have confirmed that there will be a couple coming down here in the next. I would imagine after Christmas, the first couple of weeks.
Cool.
Stop looking at yourself.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to see.
I'm going to take that friggin' laptop away from you. So, and also musicians. I've reached out to them on group pages, and I got a lot of positive feedback. So we are the 13th of this month. Is it this month? What's the date?
Tomorrow
right
is
now?
December, isn't it? No,
Yes,
Friday.
no, 2 more days.
Yeah.
The 13th of December is our comedian
Cool.
will be here. I don't know if he's good, bad.
What's his name?
I will let you know.
Yeah, sure. TBD.
I will let you know once it's confirmed. But he did say that's his date. He come down on Wednesday night, and he is frequent in kind of the comedy scene in Rhode Island.
He's gonna come in here and tell jokes, make fun
He's
of
gonna
you.
come here and talk about how he got into comedy,
Cool.
anything. You know what I
Cool.
mean? We can
Shoot the
talk about
shit.
anything. I say roast me, whatever. He's gonna be our lab rat
Okay.
for that.
Yeah, for the first.
Yeah, for the first one.
Okay.
So
Cool.
and then I did have a couple other guys reach out to me. Another guy that had a lot of followers, and he said he would love to come down here with another comedian that he's kind of like pals up with, and they
Cool.
do kind of things together. So
Cool.
we will see. I'm also getting a really known band. Said that wrong.
Really known,
Oh,
well
yeah,
band.
yeah,
They could be
whatever,
well.
fucking well known. They are coming down here, and they are going to do some classic heavy rock,
Cool.
acoustically, and talk about the Rhode Island scene. They
Yeah.
travel, they go on cruises.
That's
and,
you were telling me about the band that goes on cruises.
Yes,
That must be fun, going on cruise.
I would imagine we'll
Yeah.
talk all about that
Yep.
too. And
How many
I've
chicks they bang?
known people that have played with some of them in the past. We're going back 30 years ago, so there's a lot to talk about in the rock and roll world
Cool.
with these people. So
I dig
we're
it.
hitting it all, Tom.
Yeah, I dig it.
Next week we have Mike Polvera on.
Sweet.
And
Calling in?
He will be calling in. He will be talking about Cage Titans coming up
Nice.
in the beginning of the year. He did make some announcements as far as title fights. We will talk about that next week. But tonight we have Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Combat Cowboy.
Yes, he is calling in, and we're going to just recap a little MMA with him. He did go to Combat Zone a couple of weeks ago.
Cool.
And he's going to talk a little bit about that. Maybe talk a little bit about some future matchups
Stuff that's
coming up
upcoming.
in 2024.
Yeah, there's
Talk
finally
a little
some
bit,
fights.
a little UFC, and just get his take on a few.
It's kind of the
things.
slow season when it comes to MMA. There's not fights every weekend. There's some coming up this weekend, but now it's kind of quiet. So people, want to see.
I do like that look though, but we got to get you some color behind you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We need some pictures.
Yeah, it looks different.
We
It
need,
looks
we
nice.
need we need Yoda behind you or something.
Sure.
Oh, he is. You can actually see him a little bit, but we gotta do a lot. But I can't wait until the drum set comes in. And
You're gonna be jamming away.
we got some room. You know what I mean?
Cool.
That's why I kind of angled you that way. You might even have to come more this
Yeah.
way down the line.
If we
I
have-
don't know
yeah, we'll-
yet.
we'll see the
depending how
logistics.
far my bass drum comes out there. But
You're gonna put it right there in the corner.
put it right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Good.
See if it fits. It fits. If it doesn't,
Break
break it down a
We'll
little
have
bit.
one of those fucking Mary Poppins, fucking Dick Van
Little-
Dyke.
little
you know?
Muppet ones? What do
Yeah.
you mean?
No, he's got all the things all attached to him. What do they call that? A hurdy-gurdy or something?
Oh.
Yeah. You'll be the guy.
He's freaking like what? He's got the little
Yeah.
the bass drum
He's
behind.
walking on his feet. Yeah.
Tambourine,
Yeah.
fucking little
All the things on his head.
No, that's not me. I got a cajon though. That little box you sit on.
Oh, yeah.
I got the tambourine on the side of it.
Oh,
I got the
yeah.
little finger tambourine. I got little clickers on it. I'm gonna bring that in here too.
That sounds legit.
Because I think it would be way too loud to play drums in here with these guys in here.
Sure.
But I might jam with a couple
Sure.
of people down here.
Yeah, if you get the little box.
Guitar player brings his amp down here. I'll jam with somebody.
why
Not live, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be too loud, but I could jump on the cajon,
That'd be cool.
little box, and jam with them acoustically. Fuck up their shit.
Hey, we doing the fills and stuff.
I'll
And they're
be
not supposed to.
fucking going off. Fucking all 3 beers in.
It's your show.
Fucking Neil Peart.
Yeah. And it's some version.
This Saturday, we are playing the lighting of the Greenville Christmas tree outside.
Okay.
At 3 p.m. Where's my camera? My camera has changed.
Yeah.
3 p.m. We will be playing the lighting of the Greenville Christmas tree outside.
Cool. There you
So
go.
I'm hoping it's at least 45 degrees out
It's
at
not
3
gonna be.
o'clock. No, it's probably going to be about 35,
Yeah.
36.
You keep moving. At least you're the drummer. Wear some gloves.
I might, I can. We're playing 3 songs, a couple of Christmas songs.
Holly Jolly Christmas.
It's a surprise.
Okay.
Bells will be ringing.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be
So
good.
that's definitely one.
You're going to get there on the pipes for that one, right?
Fucking can't wait for that.
Is there drums on that song?
There is a very laid back beat.
Yeah,
on there.
right.
Very laid
Trying to
back
think.
beat.
Not the
which I like
versions,
that.
not the sad versions, you know?
It's a sad drum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just says does the same thing right through the whole thing.
Okay.
It's got one little fill in it.
You have to jazz it up.
Yes, I do jazz it up a little bit. So the music school, some other little kids. No, we're not little kids. We're all in our
They're going to
fucking
be
50s.
schooling you.
Jesus. Some young students,
Mm-hmm.
musicians, will be playing also. I think they're gonna be playing a couple of Christmas songs. We have the stage for an hour.
An hour?
And people are gonna have frostbite by the end of this, but it's gonna be a good time. I mean, they're gonna have hot chocolate. It's gonna be things going on. I also think the lighting of the parade comes by where this is gonna be. So Saturday, I got a spectacular fun day.
I did something similar like that over the weekend. My kid is in the marching band, so they did the marching band through the town to the tree lighting. All good things.
That's fun.
Yeah, she's great.
Right?
She's a drummer too, man. She
told me.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
them
great.
rudimental drummers, them marching, forget
And
it.
the marching band in Mansfield is top notch. They've won many years before, my kid was in the school. Yeah, right. We're all looking all fucked up, but they nail it. And you watch that, and it's impressive. They do great, and they are dedicated. These kids,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that's the way to go. I mean, marching band.
Yeah.
All them rudiments.
Yeah,
and
send her to college.
once you get behind a drum set and
She's
you
got
know,
a kit and stuff.
you
She's
put
good
that
at it.
bass drum in
Yeah.
between those.
She does
little
the
things.
drum, the jazz band, and the winter
Okay.
percussion. She does all the things.
Oh,
So
it blows me away.
she's getting good, man. She's getting good. So crush it. She's crushing it. She'll be doing good things with that. She's smart.
So, did I ask you about your Thanksgiving?
No,
How was your Thanksgiving?
very nice. Went to my dad's house. A good group. My brother was in town from L.A. Him and his girlfriend Corey. They both live in L.A. And when he comes back, he does the full rounds and visits everyone and drives a lot. So it's always nice to see him.
You have kids?
No. He's young. He's
Living
6
the
years
good
younger
life.
than me. Yeah, smart. Living in L.A., no kids. They're living the good life.
Excuse me. Did you partake in alcoholic?
Yeah.
Beverages?
Oh yeah. Yep. Had
Flip
have
it
some
all the
beers.
way.
A lot
I'm
of
sorry,
beers.
dude.
He went over and got some beers up at Treehouse for us. Treehouse Brewing in Mass.
Okay.
Well, no, he got it down in Sandwich, Mass.
That's the name of the place.
Treehouse, yeah. They're nice crafties, and you can't buy them in stores.
You know what I did?
They don't.
I worked 14 hours at the
Sheesh,
post office.
I bet.
On Thanksgiving.
No, I had all those days off. All those days, yeah.
I need some days
Yeah.
off, and it's not happening. I'm working 7 days a week.
Different different industries,
Till the
yeah.
end of the year. And I had a daughter in college. Too,
Yep.
so
Yeah, me too. Yep.
So the post office is
Shit show.
it's a shit show
Yep.
right now.
All the
fucking
do
shit show.
you I'm not saying you get the letters. Obviously you're gonna pass them along to Santa.
Yes.
Is there a big bag of
Yes,
that?
there is a bag,
had a-
and every letter is what I'm told is
Sent to him.
sent to him, and they get a letter back.
Really?
I do believe.
It's got to be an elf making them back.
Of course,
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
the right hand
Same
man.
guy
You know
who
what I
does
mean?
the
Just like the
toys.
president doesn't
Yeah.
run everything.
Yeah,
You do
no,
everything. You
yeah,
know what I
it
mean?
says-
Fucking
yeah.
guys everywhere.
Yeah, must be a high up elf though, making those letters.
I don't know.
He might be high.
Gotta see who's running the post office. Fucking,
That's the
you know,
elf, right?
Yeah, fucking.
I had a post office
That's
question.
the elf.
I forget what post office question I had for you.
Jeff Clark, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Cool. I can't remember. It'll come back to me. Or maybe I'll text it to you.
The post office question?
Question. Maybe it was that one.
Mailing boxes. How much postage
Can't even
is?
remember.
Anthrax.
I saw something. No.
The
It'll
shutting
come to
down
me.
of the post office the other night.
No,
Did you see
not
that?
yours. I did see that.
That was
What the hell
awesome,
was that?
wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
right.
was some phantom dust that someone saw.
some
and
white powder around your nostrils?
White powder, and it was never found.
Yeah, no, because you finished it.
They had fucking everyone. They had the street closed. They had everything. Their SWAT teams, everything.
Really?
It was crazy.
Wow.
I don't know what a SWAT
Yeah, the
out
last
of that
part,
for
the last
dramatic-
part might have been a
dramatic
lie.
reasons. But I don't know. They could have been there.
Maybe
No,
that-
no. I mean, you know what I mean? Who knows? They could have been,
I guess now
everyone's
is the season.
thinking, but, listen, there's a lot of kids working there that don't want to work.
Sure.
So things sometimes, I don't want to say it happened, but I've seen people take dives. So anything is possible when you're getting worked
Yeah.
24/7.
they're just looking for a reason
and you
to go
just
home.
want out.
Yeah.
I see powder. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's
No
like,
shit.
but there's got to be different protocols than evacuating the whole post office because someone saw some powder on a
Yeah.
machine. You can't fucking cry wolf like
No
that.
shit, yeah.
Like,
And so the whole place was shut down for
yeah,
them.
they threw everyone in the customer lot. It was like fucking 38 degrees out.
And you couldn't just go home?
Well, I was at the end of my overtime.
Yep.
So I was going on break when they made the announcement.
Jeez.
And they shut down the street. I said, you ain't holding me. I had a pizza at Domino's
Oh, yeah.
for me. I busted out, but I couldn't get back in.
Yeah. So you're like,
But I was
fuck
just like, well, I'm on break. I'm going to go home.
Yep.
They just had to punch me out
no shit.
20 minutes later or something. But some people were stuck in the building.
Yeah.
Or no, they transported them the building next across the street. They were stuck there.
Because the keys were inside and shit?
But yeah, their stuff was in their lockers.
That happened
So
at my
there was
place a
people
couple of
on
times.
overtime that got an extra 2 hours just hanging out. But I had to be in early and again. I was like, I'm going to fucking bed. I'm not getting 2 free hours, even though.
Nice overtime. Hazmat situation at my work recently, and like I said, people their keys were in their locker and they couldn't go in the building it was just like a chemical mix that caused some oxidation of chlorine. You know what I'm saying? Like easy, like
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
chemicals.
Oh, totally. And like, they didn't know the line, so the room started getting all foggy and everyone dipped. A couple kids got hurt. But they evacuated the building. You couldn't come back in. So if your keys were in the locker, you're fucking staying at your friend's house all the night.
You know, it was funny when I was like on the outskirts of the barrier because the cops had the road. When I came back with my pizza, Domino's, I sat there because I didn't know if they were going to let us back in before I punched out. So I was going to wait there till 7:30. So it was like 7:20. I'm over there eating my fucking pizza.
It's like an asshole.
People were trying to get in. The cops were like, get out. I work here, though. No, I don't care. Get that. And people had to walk back. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then when they walked back, they got trapped inside the fucking building because if anyone saw them, they couldn't go into the main plant.
Yep.
They're like, me, I just
You're the mayor.
there.
You're the mayor of the post office.
had a pizza, ate a drink a beer.
Let's drink a beer.
Still on the clock. Still on the clock. Couldn't drink beer.
No, I understand.
So yeah, it was a fun time. So all right, let me message Jeff and see if he's ready to come on because we got a late start.
yeah.
Let's call him. He's watching, I think. Jeff, if you're watching, hit me up on my burner page. So I did get a bully
Dog?
no, a fucking I got banned on Facebook.
Oh,
for,
yeah.
I couldn't share the groups and shit like that.
You were the king of that shit.
Yeah. So, but the bad thing about it is I was starting to make money off Facebook. I made $50
Yeah.
in October.
Yeah, you're saying that.
I don't know from what page. It has to be from my main page.
OnlyFans.
So OnlyFans. But I made $50, and I'm on. I was putting out some fucking great content, and then I made that slapping little fucking 10-second video, and they got me for bullying, and they took my right to earn money
Wow.
away. I don't know how it's gonna last, how long it's gonna last.
That's crazy.
But my God, you gotta like tippy toe around Facebook, man. I hate it. All right, I'm calling Jeff right now. Hopefully, Hopefully this works because I unplugged everything, plugged it back in.
I was hoping my wife
So it's
texted me
gonna work.
about the question I was asking. I think I was sitting with her.
She's watching.
Yeah,
She was watching.
I can't remember.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
What's up, man?
What's
Hold
up,
on,
Jeff?
let me just get you going here.
Yeah. Can you see the tree?
Yeah, I can see
Oh, yeah.
the tree. Nice, buddy. But move over. Can you put your? Wait a minute. Let me see how it looks. Oh, you look fine right there. That's perfect. All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, just move to your left. Though you're gonna have to get in front of the tree a little bit. Can you? All right. Yeah. If you stay just like that, you're fucking fine. What's up, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, bro. How are you?
Doing good.
My God, I love the screen right now. How we kind of like almost match, even though he's a little bigger than us. But you know what I mean. So Jeff, a little rearranging in the podcast as you know, I've been messaging you on Messenger about it. I'm very excited. You know, one thing that stuck with me when you were here for the fight companion was when you mentioned that my chairs sucked ass, and you know, I really
affected 'em.
I respect the honesty, and I replaced the chairs, bro. I got some legit fucking ass pillows here now.
This is nice.
It looks so professional. It
Yeah.
looks so good. Sitting right there in a brand new chair. It's all clean behind him. Look at that place.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's no jizz on these chairs.
Dude, this place hasn't been swept in like 3 years.
No. Jesus. I can only imagine what's fucking you were sweeping up.
There's fucking shit everywhere. But yeah, Jeff, I'm still in the process of moving stuff out. I moved it to the hall, and people are going to take it away. People wanted all the shit in the building. They were like, "Oh, I'll take that." I said, "So I'm going to leave it all in the hallway, put up some shelves, and throw my drum set in here." So we're going to have a party in this place come next Fight Companion.
Nice,
yeah.
nice. I'm
Fuck
excited
yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, that's going to be one of our contests. Who plays the drums the best, besides me? When,
Oh,
wins $10 or something. We'll bet on it.
Okay.
Are you a
I'll give it
drummer,
shot.
Jeff? Are you a drummer?
I thought Jeff had that look on his face like, well, you know, I played in the past a little bit, you know.
Yeah, you're a
Never
drummer.
know. I wait to see.
No
He
doubt.
knows how to play the cajon.
Oh yeah,
By
exactly.
fucking the beatbox and the cajon.
It sounds like the skin flute.
That's what I was getting at.
And have that $10 ready.
Hey, Jeff, man, it's been a little while, man. Thanksgiving passed. You and I did a podcast, I think, before Thanksgiving, and before that Combat Zone show.
Yeah.
You went to the show. It looked like it was pretty dope. A lot of good fights.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but a bunch of fights did fall off the card. But even with a bunch of fights falling off, the card was awesome. Nick didn't get to fight that night. Fiore, he was supposed to.
Oh yeah.
Hargrove was supposed to fight that night as well. But with everything falling off, I mean, they crushed it. They crushed it again. They always put on a great show in Manchester. Did you guys get to watch any of it?
No, I just watched all the highlights. Let me ask you a question were you, because you were at Neff, you were getting all them highlights and shit like that. Did Combat Zone pull the plug on you and tell you couldn't record or anything?
So Combat Zone is really cool that they give us a lifted table that sees over everybody. So when fans are standing up, they don't block your view.
Okay.
But you can't really get the greatest videos from back there. It's just far back. It's it's not the best angle to get videos. And I definitely would love to get more. And I think I'm gonna ask him next time. What's the chances we can get a little more freedom to walk around?
Yeah, a few more clips and stuff like that. Yeah, when I used to go, we were far back like you were, but we were not raised up. We were level with the crowd, so there was not. We couldn't see a fucking thing back then, you know.
Yeah, I like I like when we go to NEF, they put us right at the cage.
Yeah, that's
you get
great.
amazing videos. Did you see that Nate White video has 40,000 views already?
Yeah. Well, he's a big service guy. He's got friends all over the world. He's a popular dude, man. What happened to him? You there?
Oh,
All right, there you go.
I'm back. Don't worry, I'm back. There we go.
Reel him right back in.
There we go. I'm
Yeah.
using stuff. It should be working pretty good. I got that Elon Musk Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
geez.
I mean, you're not pixeled at all. I mean, you look great in there.
Yeah.
Handsome as ever.
That week, so Elon Musk,
So as far as going there, how far is Combat Zone from you? Was it?
It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, he said
Oh,
match.
So not too bad.
Yep.
It's across 101, which is like shitty highway, but Manchester's cool. There's a lot of good restaurants around there. I suggest going to Casey's Rib Shack before. Place is awesome.
Okay, good to know.
Casey's Rib Shack.
I was up in Nashua last weekend, so I'm up there sometimes.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's definitely one of the best barbecue places in Manchester.
How cold is New Hampshire at this? You were there last week. He was there a couple of weeks.
Cold. It's a little bit colder than here.
A little bit.
I think it was 34 today. I was driving around northern New Hampshire yesterday for work, like in Tilton, and it was snowing a little bit.
Yeah. No snow where I'm at yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, we're playing outside Saturday a couple of songs, so we're gonna freeze our fucking.
Yeah, so you guys are lighting a tree in the city?
Yeah, we're playing to the lighting of the tree, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully tomatoes and shit and hot chocolate won't be thrown at us.
I mean, if
but
it's hot, it'll keep you warm.
Are you gonna dress up like the Grinch?
No.
That is a great
I might
idea.
dress up as Joe Exotic again and just freak everyone out. But
Why not? Why not? So back to Combat Zone. I mean, if you saw some of the highlights, let's just jump into it. I think one of the best performances of the night was Chris Martino.
yeah.
Obviously, you've done interviews with him as well, right?
Yep.
And he's definitely known locally, and I think that he's been crushing it. He had his chance at the UFC. Obviously, he didn't do it, but since then, I think this is his third fight in a row winning, and I think they've all been finishes, if I'm not mistaken.
He's
round
good.
two, round one, and this fight against Jay, dude, he crushed it. Stand-up game looked amazing. Took him down, got the guillotine, finished the fight. It was awesome.
Now the kid he fought, did you know much about him? Who was the kid he fought?
I did not know much about him. He is, he was like 6-3.
Okay.
So definitely winnable. And he's finished fights with strikes, with submissions. So he was a tough guy as well. But yeah, I think you just see Chris taking on anybody he can.
Yeah, there was a couple of title fights also. I think Ami fights though. Were they amateurs or mostly amateurs, or was there any professional title fights?
So the main event was Tom Pagli. I can never say his last
Tom Pagliaro or something. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He fought Oliver.
Little Italian boy.
Morad.
And you took
and pro 145 title. And unfortunately, it didn't go Tom's way, and I know Tom is like the local favorite. But this guy Oliver that he fought, killer. He came out just full force, throwing hands until he got it to the ground and finished it by an armbar.
Now, was this at 155 or was it a catch weight? What was the weight at this?
So that was a 145 pro title fight for them.
Now, you spoke about this same opponent beating Eddie George.
Was that his opponent?
I don't know. Didn't he fight somebody else?
I think that was Tom's opponent. The one the one Nick was supposed to fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one Nick was supposed to fight, Yemi Oduwo. He just beat Eddie George. That fight looked awesome. I don't know why it fell off again, but yeah, hopefully they can get that one booked back.
And the kid that Tom fought, what do you know his story? I mean, to beat Tom, that kid has to be pretty good. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know his story at all, but his nickname is Warrior of God. I feel like anyone with a nickname like Warrior of God is just a badass. This guy fights out of Miami, Florida. I do know he was coming off of a loss, but other than that, he won like 6 fights in a row. So he was crushing it before his loss.
Now, how long the fight lasted, and did Tom have any moments in that fight, or was it just dominance by the other dude?
No, Tom definitely had his moments. Tom definitely showed off some good striking, some good wrestling defense. but Oliver just overwhelmed him. It did go until the third round. Yeah, it went until the third round. So you got to see a little bit from both of them, but Oliver just came up with it, and the crowd was definitely silenced after that. Tom was definitely the local favorite, and I feel like Tom's been doing great lately. If you look, he was on a 3-fight win streak, and 2 of those he finished in the first round. So I feel like this would have been 4 fights in a row for him winning. But it is what it is. I feel like he's one of those fighters who can fight on the next card against a big name and get this momentum right back.
Yeah, definitely. Some really good amateur fights. Fred Cypher, he won a title. There was a couple, a welterweight title, I believe, and maybe another one in there. There's a lot of good fighters on that card as far as up and coming kids, right?
Yeah. So there was also the 170 amateur title fight. Lucas Moriera. He won the fight, and it was a good fight. It went to decision. 5 rounds, so 15 minutes total. But other than that, the bantamweight title, Fred did win that fight, and he was pretty dominant. I mean, Teddy had a couple moments, but Fred's the real deal. He's 4-1 now. He's a champion as an amateur 135er. You got to think how many more amateur fights he gets before he turns that pro card.
Yeah, he's a cartel member also. Tyson Sade, he trains with all those guys.
So proud they got the momentum. That dude's got some potential.
Yeah, definitely. His wrestling and his ground game and his just dominance on that, man. He just wears you down. Yeah, good kid. Very, very modest. Very, not a man of many words when you meet up with him, but he's definitely a good kid and good representative of that title.
He's been staying busy too. This year, this was his first fight this year, but last year he fought like 3 times. So obviously, I think he's going to look to stay busy now with this title.
Anything else stand out about that fight, that card with you?
I thought the Lindsay Kelly, Michelle Marquez fight was awesome. Lindsay Kelly was such an entertainer that night and going at it. She was just throwing some massive power punches. And Michelle was doing real good too when she was throwing punches back, but I feel like Lindsay was just, when she landed, you could tell it hurt Michelle. And there was some big parts that you saw on Combat Zone's Instagram, I believe, where Lindsay was just like yelling at her mid-fight.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was cool stuff.
And it was super entertaining. She got the crowd fired up. We all know Lindsay's a superstar, and that was a tough fight for her. Remember, Michelle, the girl she fought, was undefeated. She was 2-0 from Brazilian. Like, you expected her to take her down and see the submission, and Lindsay was able to keep it standing a lot, and she got the split decision.
Yeah, so close. It was close. Did you? In your eyes, split decision, was it the right decision?
I think so. I think the right person won. I think Lindsay won that. I think Michelle was maybe landed a couple more shots, but I think when Lindsay connected, she did damage.
Did Neff announce anything for this coming year? Sometimes they have people come into the cage and they announce fights. Was anything like that happening that night? Oh, no, not Neff. I mean Combat Zone. I'm so sorry.
Combat Zone, not much. I know that they're planning on doing something pretty early. I believe it was January or February. But no, there wasn't many fights announced. But I think that they're going to be, one of the more busy shows next year. I think this year was huge for them. They got that Dana White show, getting fighters like Chris on their card. I think it's definitely jumping them up a lot more. So I'm excited. I love their Manchester cards. They're fun. That place gets packed out too. Packed out.
Excellent, my man. Anything else you want to leave off from that card before we move on? Talk a little bit about, a couple of announcements that I heard as far as local stuff coming up in the new year. Anything you want to leave off with from Combat Zone?
Not really. Just want to say congrats to Calvin. Calvin Cater, the UFC fighter, is involved in that now, and I think that this was a big year for them. I think that the matchmaker, Jerome, I think that he's doing great work there. And he's an exciting person too. When you go to the shows, he's got all these nice suits on and everything. Like,
Nice.
He fits the part perfect. And I just want to say congrats to both of them for what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I can think of it as like the Flash Gordon song when I see him, like just like Flash.
Oh,
Yeah, good man. It looks good. So I think that they're crushing it, and I think that they revived the Combat Zone brand a lot.
Excellent, my man.
We should go up to one of those sometime. Manchester's not that far.
No, it's not that far.
Yeah.
It's
It's a good party up there.
yeah, it's all right. It's just I hate driving back that far.
Sure.
It's not that far, but it is an hour and 50 minutes.
We'll
hour
stay at
45.
Jeff's house.
We'll stay at Jeff's house. We'll
There's
sleep.
people out there, and there is there is some entertainment in the next town over. So
No one
Is there?
No one gives a fuck in New Hampshire.
No one gives a fuck in New Hampshire. Yeah, I used to go there during COVID. They were the only ones that had any kind of fighting going on.
Yeah, you can get
even
weapons
jiu-jitsu.
there,
You can get
nunchucks,
weapons,
fucking guns.
nunchucks, fireworks.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
All the things.
Cheap liquor.
Tattoos.
Get
Growing up on the border.
Cigarettes cheap there.
Yeah.
I moved there.
Yeah,
when I
taxes.
was
That's why it's so cheap.
40
Booze is
fucking
cheap.
Years.
I used to get tattooed up there when I was like 16.
Did you? Speaking of tattoos, I'm gonna be going to see Connor Barry. He started tattooing people,
Yikes.
and it's looking great.
it looks so good.
Doesn't it? I mean, just for starting out. So I'm going to be going to see him. We're going to do a podcast live, and he's going to give me a tattoo. Well, not give me. I'm sure I'm going to have to pay for it. Am I?
He's just a natural artist.
Yeah,
That
so-
and
yeah.
when he's doing tattoos, it's like his just gifted ability comes out.
Fucking,
Where
how do you just know?
Crushing
I don't
it.
know. Jesus. Well, Jeff, let's move on a little bit.
Did we talk about that
wait a
bare
minute,
knuckle?
Wait a minute.
that-
Tommy has something to say.
Did we talk about Randy Costa's MMA bare knuckle?
Yeah. I talked about it with him.
Let me just say that
You had
that
that
was
week
fucking
off.
crazy. That was a brutal card and motherfucking 5 stretcher jobs in that one. So,
Yeah, I was making them announcements.
yeah.
Fucking, they're going to run out of stretches over this
for
fucking
real,
place.
for real.
I'm sure we'll have another good one coming up.
Well, this weekend's bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, we got Eddie Alvarez against
Mike Perry.
Mike Perry.
Yep.
That's a good fucking fight.
Yeah, that'll be good. Those shits are brutal.
All right, Jeff, you wanna stay with local? You wanna move on to some national? What do you want to talk? Little Cage Titans announcements they made this past few days ago.
Yeah. Well, why don't you fire off with Cage Titans and we'll end with National?
Well, Cage Titans, Mike Polvia made an announcement that Joe Giannetti will be defending his title against Sean Lally.
Oh, shit.
Yes,
Wow.
the unpredictable one.
Wow. He's been off for a little while.
Yeah, Lally comes and goes, man. He's he's got a lot going on in his life, family, baby, kids, business, and he comes back and fights, and he's going to fight Joe Giannetti for that 170-pound fight title that Lally once held.
Yep.
So that's a great matchup. When you saw that, Jeff, what was your thoughts on that fight? Did you even think that fight? Did that even pass through your brain that could be a matchup?
No, not at all. Especially because Giannetti was so focused on the 155 that you figured that was just a fill-in, and he was going to be back to a 155 fight. But I think it's super exciting. Joe Giannetti's taking this. Why not?
Yeah.
Have to keep it going. You're 170 now. You just got a wild knockout over somebody that doesn't get head kicked, KO'd, knocked out. So that was amazing.
He's a big boy too.
Keep it going. Why not fight another 170? This might be it. This might be a natural way. You might have more energy, and we'll see. I'm excited to see Joe Giannetti 170. 2020.
One thing funny that Joe said, he always says something that a little sarcastic toward the rest of the 155ers, but he goes, I have to go up in a weight and fight a beast because no one at 155 coming off a win that wants to fight me. He always says something like that. So we talked about that. Did we talk about Joe, or did we talk about, we talked about who should fight Jerry Muse. But, as far as 155, we'll get to the 170 and Sean and Joe. But at 155, who do you think in New England would be a good matchup with Joe? Or worth a matchup, you know what I mean?
I mean, we did touch on this briefly, and I mean, I feel like it's throwing him to the fire a little quick, but Jerry Muse, he's 5-0. He's 5-0, and he's basically finishing everybody. Like, I know it's going to be a fighter versus a grappler, but he said someone coming off a win. Like, who's coming off a win right now?
Well, maybe Jerry didn't want to fight him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And
Or maybe maybe Joe didn't think Jerry was ready for it. But I mean,
so here's the top 155ers. Peter Barrett, great fight he's coming off against Mo Alcanini. I mean, that fight was awesome. I think that one fight of the year, but that was a great fight. But I don't think him and Joe are gonna fight, right? Aren't they training partners or something?
who?
Peter Barrett. And Joe?
No. They don't like each other. Well, I don't know if they don't like each other, but they had some history in the past. No, they haven't trained together.
So they're 1-2. How come they haven't fought?
Because it just hasn't. They were supposed to years back. It just hasn't. The timing hasn't come. You know, Peter went to the UFC for a while, so that shut that down. I just think the timing's been off, and there could be some other things going on, but I think it's just the timing has been off for both of those guys. And what I'm thinking is, I was kind of like saying nah, but I would think Jacob Bone, that rematch has to happen, because Jacob Bone is coming off a loss at 155 when he fought for a title. I forgot what organization, but a few months back, and Joe's coming off that loss to to the new champ there at Cage Titans at 155. So I think, if he wants a 155 opponent, I think Jacob Bone in middle 2024 might be the one.
I know Cage Titans has a show in March as well. Like, if Joe's fights in March, if Joe fights in January, is he able to fight again in March, or is that too much?
It probably would be, because he has to cut weight and stuff like that, and so the
dog's gonna start going off.
That's all right. We like dogs. Oh my God!
He heard you.
So
Yeah, they have the best ones. Why is this? Why? What does he hear that makes him go off?
So someone's pulling outside next door, grabbing their car.
I thought he was gonna start talking. The thing.
Yeah.
He'll start talking if I know what he's.
That's awesome.
Bring him that way.
So, look at Jeff all like embarrassed about his dog. We love fucking, cats jump up.
Who are you telling to take care of him?
My friend Jess is over here.
Nice. I knew it was something.
Supposed to be taking the dog.
Someone's not doing their job.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's good now.
All right, now you can relax. All right. All right. So where were we? Joe. Joe's
got options. I think him and Peter Barrett is a main event anywhere. I think that sells out any area, any arena in the area. I think him and Jacob Bone is an awesome fight. And then he is right though. Look at the other fighters. Him and Eddie George. He's ranked as well. Ali Zebian, I don't know if that's really makes sense right now. Mo Alcanini is coming off a loss against Peter Barrett, but Mo and Joe Giannetti striking against each other would be great to see as well.
Yeah, I think Mo is coming off a fight not too long ago, out of state. Another pro fight. So, I mean, he might be ready to go in March, but like we said, I don't think Joe coming from 170, because, that's what we were saying. Like, Joe fighting at 170, I would imagine he probably weighs about 180 on fight night, 185. You know what I mean? If he's fighting at 170. So, to cut all that weight down in a couple of months or so.
Might be a lot to ask.
Yeah.
6 months later. That's a lot to ask of anybody. So, maybe like you said, maybe the summer you see. But yeah, you're right. Actually, I just looked. Mo Alcanini is coming off a fight. He won at the Art of Scrap 7, round 1.
What month was that in?
KO'd somebody right in October.
Yeah, so it was fairly recent. So he'll be fresh to go in the beginning of the year. So,
So yeah, so I mean, back to this 170 event. What do you guys think? How do you think John?
well, definitely at this point, it's definitely striker versus striker. I would imagine that's where they're gonna try to keep it. I would think Joe might have the advantage if it hit the ground, if he can get Lally to the ground, because we know Lally's going to be the bigger guy in there.
Yep. Same with that last fight, though, with Joe. Connor, right? Connor Barry?
Not Connor Barry.
No. Last fight, Joe.
Who,
Defended his title.
who,
He got the flying kick
Pat's
Pat Barry.
small, though.
Is he small? He looked bigger.
He's big, but he's short.
Yeah.
He doesn't have he doesn't have the reach that
Casey,
Lally
exactly.
has. Lally's like 6 foot tall.
Yep.
Lally's a big dude.
Yep.
I mean, Casey's a big dude too, but Lally has it more
Well,
all over.
similar for Joe opponent wise, bigger.
Yeah, definitely a larger, stronger fighter. I think Lally's striking might be a little better than Pat's,
Yep.
a little bit, a little more crisp. I think Pat might have the advantage in the wrestling, power down there. So it's that fight against against Casey. Casey was having a really good first round there against Joe, and then he made a mistake going down, and Joe capitalized and saw something. So I would imagine this is going to be a lot of watching tape and trying to figure out each other's game plan and the holes in it, because Lally's been on the Contender Series. He's been a Cage Titans champ. He's been a champ at 185, 170. And we know he's a tough motherfucker. He fought with a dislocated shoulder, was still swinging until they called the fight.
I was there for that one.
I think this is going to probably be the toughest guy Joe ever fought as far as just toughness and mean.
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, and I think that the 170 thing. Let's see how Joe does at it again. So what? He's 2-0 now at 170.
Yeah. Trevor Goody and then Pat Casey.
Yep.
And what's funny is Joe gave up that title because Pat Casey was going to fight Jack Congdon, and Jack Congdon got hurt, so Joe jumped in there on like a week and a half notice, and he beat Casey, who was on a full camp, getting ready to fight, a tall guy just like Joe. So that's a huge win for Joe Giannetti.
I wonder what the ratio of win versus losses on fighters that jumped in within a 2-week notice. Because just like Tom Aspinall in the UFC just KO'd Sergey Spivak, he jumped in on that on like a 10-day notice. Like, is it better? I can't say is it better. Not
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Not at this level. Not at the. I don't think at the regional level. I think if you're not prepared and you're not ready to go, we've seen it at this stage. You know what I mean? If you don't get that late notice opponent and you jump in there against some killer.
They say you don't have to get prepared if you stay prepared.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you got to cut weight.
Yeah.
You're not
10-week camp is usually key.
But you might be onto something. I don't know. I would like to see what like you said, the ratio, of late notice fights and that win ratio there.
Speaking of win ratios, how about did you guys watch any of the PFL?
No.
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 Dylan go to that?
No one watched that shit.
I don't know if Dylan went to it or not. I don't think so. I didn't see any interviews from him.
So I guess most of them went to like a decision, 25-minute fights, like 3 out of 6, 4 out of 6.
Terrible.
Oh, was that right?
I guess it was a pretty long event.
What was the chatter about it? Was it dull? Did people like it? I mean,
it was a pay-per-view, so no one wanted to fucking pay for it.
Yeah, it was $50. I guess.
Yeah, crazy.
For wrestling.
Yeah, for the C League.
For PFL.
Yeah.
I think one of the coolest stories was if Kasange, the guy that He got the viral KO with the other fighter, Buckley.
Oh
Did
yeah,
a
the
spinning
spin
KO
kick.
kick and KO'd him standing up.
Oh, okay.
Remember 2, 3, 4 years ago?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
He got let go. He was living in his car, and he just won their 205 championship, won $1 million.
Oh, so he won $1 million bucks.
shit.
No shit.
I think that's one of the coolest stories because he went from being like not an embarrassment, but like you're known for a viral
Yeah,
KO.
posterized.
Yeah. To winning $1 million and more than that for his fights. So that was pretty cool.
So after that viral spin kick there, did he win or lose? Did he lose a couple of fights in the UFC and they let him go after that?
Yeah. Yeah, he wound up losing a few and they let him go.
Oh, okay.
Then he almost stopped fighting. Then he went to the PFL, won their thing. That was pretty cool. They had a few of the Bellator fighters there with the Bellator championship belts in the crowd.
Nice.
That was definitely the most, like, I think, one of the most viral moments of the night because it shows, like, they're invading their PFL space.
So,
Reminds me of WWE versus WCW.
yeah,
I was
stuff.
just gonna say that.
When is that merger? When is the first card with that merger supposed to be happening? Do you know that?
They said within the first quarter they want to have their
Okay.
event. They're going to keep Bellator. They're going to do 8 events a year as pay-per-view. So it'll be like a one-off event or maybe a subscription thing where they can do title fights. And then they're going to do maybe the end of March. They want to do a PFL versus Bellator title fights.
Wow,
Okay.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, you got to do something to try to compete with the UFC, even though it's not going to happen. But you got to think out of the box, and that's it. Merge and get some more money. So, Jesus, as we know, I mean, people are investing in PFL, and I don't see where they're making their money back. But maybe they got some fucking oil refinery built under their cage or something, and just pumping money to them or something. I don't know.
I know it's funny. The owner came out and said something like he wanted to buy them to keep it a smooth transition for all the fighters and keep them all having a job. Realistically, I think if Bellator shut their doors, the UFC would have snagged up their only celebrities and superstars, and PFL would have had a 5-year fell 5 years behind.
Yeah, they would have been back to like just regionals.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Regional
all
stuff.
Johnny Evelyn, Patricio Pitbull, Cyborg, whoever they wanted, they would have just picked from the litter and picked the ones they wanted. Just like MVP, you shared that thing about MVP.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people, I would say like 10% of the people were, oh, that's not confirmed yet. But I didn't say it was confirmed, but it's in the talks. And if you look around the whole social media, that shit is flying everywhere as far as different sites saying, that about the leak of putting that, that fight happening. And people are saying, "Oh, it should have been Wonder Boy or whatever and whatever." But here's the difference. Wonder Boy is in a title race. Like he's looking to get a title shot at some point. He's not gonna fight fucking, Paige as a first fight and risk losing his spot there. You know what I mean? But then you bring in our other boy there that just wants to make some money and bang, and That fight, I think, is definitely happening. It's definitely happening.
I think it'd be super exciting, too, because of the way they both fight. He's an old-school karate guy, and we all know MVP fights like standing sideways karate. He's literally full karate stance. So, like, there's going to be some spinning kicks. There's going to be some crazy shit thrown in that one.
And I don't see it hitting the ground at all. You know what I mean?
No, there's no point.
No. Wonder Boy, when he had his fight, it was all stand up as well. So I would love to see it. It's supposed to happen in January, so we'll see if that comes and makes its way. But there's other rumblings than the back that local fights that are coming up that can't be announced yet. But there's some big ones coming in 2024. Cage Titans isn't the only one that is going to have announcements coming up. We have Combat FC that's got a card coming up. We have Neff that has a card coming up. Who else is out there? We have Reality Fighting that has a card in January.
Dan Cormier.
Dan Cormier on that?
Yep, just announced.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
A lot of good fighters on. Going to have a lot of action in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I know you're not covering it as much, but we'll get you to one of them.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go to Cage Titans, but I think I'm gonna sit in the front row with Rob Pico or something like that. I'm gonna become part of Rob Pico's front row crew or something like that.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I'm gonna become one of those alcoholics in the first row.
Yep. Stacking all the bottles.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The can snake.
Yeah,
Cup
they're all
snake.
young kids with money. They don't have kids in college, so they can buy me a fucking $12 beer here and there. I am the ambassador. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
They'll buy you some beers.
Oh, they are. They.
Not with your hair looking like that.
No, I haven't washed my hair in 2 days. I haven't
looks
showered
it.
in 2 days.
Yeah, usually
Fucking living at the post
Yeah,
office.
you usually cut. You know what I mean? Usually
Well,
it's fresh.
this is a brand new haircut. I just haven't
yeah.
styled it.
Yeah, maybe.
Look at the shit.
Yeah, I guess.
Look
Yeah,
at
I
the
guess the sides.
fade.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
wrong
yeah. I
with
guess
you?
so. Just the top is throwing me off.
Yeah, it's the
Cover that shit up. No, I'm just kidding. Get the cowboy hat over there.
I've fucking been wearing a hat for 7 days.
Dude, I ordered a new brown cowboy hat and it came in all scratched. I gotta send it back.
Oh,
What does
no.
that mean?
No.
How does it come in all scratched?
The post office fucked it up.
Oh, Steve, call someone.
Look at him. He's smoking a big bong.
Oh,
I
damn.
love him. I'm jealous.
Nice, yeah.
So what do you mean it came in scratched? What was it, like glass inside the fucking box? How do you scratch a fucking cowboy hat in a box?
Dude, they smushed it. They must have stacked it with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
That
happening.
sucks.
I smushed
Yep, so a bunch of stuff on top of it.
I smushed a lot of shit today. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. You see how they handle those
Okay,
packages?
guys, it was good chit chatting a little bit.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump off. Enjoy the
Cool.
rest of the show.
Yeah, enjoy
Good
that.
luck.
Enjoy
Yeah,
that bong.
That bong hit
Yeah.
him good.
Now he's
outta
gone.
here.
Yeah,
All
oh
right,
yeah. I was
yeah.
just doing that for the end of the show.
Hey Jeff, just I'm gonna leave off with a couple of things. I got some comedians and I got some bands to come down here. So I've been doing some homework, trying to get some people down here. So in the beginning of the year, we actually have a comedian coming on the 13th of December, and then we got a couple more coming on later in the month. And we have musicians coming on that are booked for the beginning of January also. So, yeah, we're going to be fucking killing it in the Room podcast. And also, man, we got to think of what fight companion you want, UFC fight companion you want to do. But we'll talk to you
Yeah.
about it. Jeff's like,
I'm down. I
Jeff's
definitely
like,
want to do like a big UFC one.
Jeff's
and
like-
and a local one. Why not?
yeah,
thanks.
definitely, my man. By the time you get in here, this will be all arranged. It'll look fabulous. I'll have shelves up, and we'll be firing on all cylinders in here.
Nice. I'll bring something to hang up.
All right, my man. Definitely. Hopefully,
That'd be a cool idea. You
Yeah.
know, maybe guests bring something to hang up every time.
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Also, I'm gonna also have the guests sign this this back here. I gotta get some.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get some different color Sharpies.
Some paint markers.
Yeah, when I think about it. But definitely, my man. Maybe I might even get a cat for the Room podcast. No, I'm
Jesus.
only kidding. They'll eat the wires and
fucking
shit.
stray
I was just
cat.
kidding. Get a stray cat. Fucking that or ferret.
Jesus.
Get a fucking ferret. in
Raccoon.
here.
Why not?
All right, we're out of here, Jeff. Sorry, go smoky bong.
Later, Jeff.
No, there we go.
Look at he's all right.
Okay,
All right.
man. I'll see you guys
All
later.
right, take care. I fucking whacked him.
All right.
That was awesome.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, I wish I had that. Actually, I do in my car. Hey, so all right, so leave off on what time is it?
9.
Yeah, it's 9. We went on a little late, but
Yeah.
so I went to the dispensary today, and
You're typical
my typical dispensary.
Nova.
Yeah, my Nova Farms. I love
Yeah,
them.
me too. My man's.
So I got some. Was it Keef?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Put
that's
me to
nice.
fucking sleep.
Yeah, yeah. I like putting that on top of the bowl.
Yeah, you just spread that over.
Yeah.
You could have the shittiest weed there
Yeah,
is, and you just
yeah.
put that on there. It makes it.
So I like using that. Like I got a little grinder and it collects it all at the bottom. So then you open
Yeah,
it up.
yeah.
Exactly. So like if I've been smoking the same weed all day and I'm just like it's not working, put a little bit of that on it. Fucking
Yeah, because you got like all the good trichomes.
All the good
in
Keef,
there.
yeah, it's a good collection.
I would think this is just like one strand.
probably. Yeah.
But
But
it's
still
like-
good.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
60%.
Yeah. It adds right on top. It's like a different thing.
Yeah, it's just like it's like. Sorry, I'm talking about weed people.
No, that's what we do.
But it's like hash, like a
Yeah.
hashy kind of high. It's
Yeah.
like, whoa, thick.
Yeah. 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 It sits you right down.
Fuck, man. So with that said, man, it was a good show, man.
Yeah. Good to be back. Missed you.
This feels good.
Yeah, it does.
To have you. I mean, even though this is my way, but once I get the shelves up,
No.
I'm gonna attach these to the shelves.
Sure. Yeah, and this is just fine between us. You can't see it on the camera, and we're definitely close. You can hear each other.
Yeah,
you know.
I could see you. It ain't
Yeah.
like you're fucking. But
Sometimes when we were far away, I would say something just like under the breath, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't even hear it. You know what I mean? Obviously, how could you? I wouldn't be screaming,
our
but
lips are so close now.
yeah, exactly. Right.
I love it though. I so hope I can get that drum set in here.
Yeah, I think you could. I think if you put it there, maybe if we have to move this a little.
I can't move anymore.
No.
Really.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I think I'm gonna fit it.
Yeah.
I think so. I will. I just would like the whole thing in here. It's just not like half of it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But yeah, work in progress, bro. I
Oh,
worked
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
You know, getting rid of junk.
Yep.
Fucking the Salvation Army wouldn't take some of my shit because it just wouldn't take them chairs. They told me to go fuck myself.
Oh yeah. They're like, this is not good for homeless people.
No, we don't. I'm like, the Salvation Army wouldn't even take my
Yeah,
shit.
right. There's homeless people in there like, nah.
Then 2 chairs have been sitting in front of my house for 2.5 weeks now.
No one wants
No
it.
one wants that fucking thing. So I'm just gonna wait until I bring more garbage,
Yeah.
and I'll just call someone to come
Dump
take
it.
it away. Yeah, it cost me like $50, but I don't want to pay $50 just to take away 2 chairs. I want
No.
one and done. So I'll throw more shit up there. But a couple more things, man. I got that Ottoman, the storage Ottoman, and I got that desk there with shit in it, like electronic stuff that's probably been in there 3-4 years. I got umbrella lights,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna be giving all that shit away. So you know, maybe there's good stuff in there. Next podcast, I'll.
Show it.
Who wants it?
Sure. We'll look through it.
Who
and-
wants it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not one to sell shit unless it's like
Really nice.
over like $100
Yeah.
or something. Then I'm gonna sell it, but I give everything away. You know what I mean? You want that Xbox? I don't know how to get the fuck on it. But
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll sell it.
It's all yours.
Okay.
Take it away.
Okay.
I'm ready to give you everything in here. What else we got for the
Shit,
time?
yeah.
I got to look inside them boxes. But with that said, Tom, you want to
Yeah.
leave off with anything?
No, nice being back. It's good to be in the room. We'll be here every week now, you know, for holidays is coming, but, you know, we'll be here.
Yeah, definitely back next week. Next week, Mike Polvier from Cage Titans will be here. I would imagine he'll spill some beans. We'll definitely be talking about that Giannetti matchup. We didn't get to talk about the Mitch Raposo title fight, but that's happening. He's fighting Justin Valentin, which had rumblings of that fight happening, and then Justin, the timeline didn't work, but that fight is happening 1st of 2024 for the Cage Titans flyweight title. And as you know, Giannetti versus Sean Lally for the 170-pound. And we'll have Mike Polvier on next week to talk about what is in store for the next Cage Titans card in
Probably good things.
2024. So with that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, I'm hoping to have this all figured out. Shelves up, my little knickknacks all over the place. I'll get Tommy his Nerf gun back. That thing's going to hurt me this time. You're so fucking close to me now.
Yeah.
But with that said, thank you so much. Thank you, Jeff Clark, for coming on. And we'll see you next week.
Later.